usually I do a ranking the last 10 palettes I've used, but to be honest, I just want to rank the palettes that I have used so far in 2025, even though there are only 8. I say only 8, and I realize that's kind of ridiculous to say because for so many years, like if I used 8 palettes in a year, 8 new palettes in a year, that was insanity to me. So the fact that I've used 8 palettes in the past 4+ months, like 8 palettes that are new to the market, I am very, very thankful. Hey all, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. Like I said, for today's video, I want to rank all of the palettes that I have used so far this year. What I am sticking to are palettes, like I said, that are new to the market. I don't want to say that are brand new because some of these came out in January. You know, that was several months ago. But nonetheless, these are all new to the market and new to me, obviously. I am so thankful to have gotten these in PR and have the chance to like try these, and they are all indie brands, right? They're all indie brands, so that's very exciting to me. I do want to say, I am going to get up on my soapbox for a second. Right now is a really hard time for indie brands with the tariffs and with lots of other stuff going on, so please try to support your favorite indie companies. Whether it's indie makeup, whether it's an indie bookstore down the street, whatever it is, try to support like local businesses, indie businesses, things like that. I'm trying to do better about that myself. I'm trying to like shop less on Amazon and Target and places like that and focus more on like independent retailers. So just throwing it out there that if you can do the same, if you have the privilege to do the same, please try to make an effort. But anyway, we are going to jump into it. But before we do, I just want to show you this lip. This is some of the new Unearthly Menacing Metals. I did purchase these, and the colors that I used are Piranha, which is like dark purple with like a green shift. It's like a heavy, heavy green shift, and Darkling, which is like a blackened gray with like multi-chrome sparkles in it. These are so beautiful and so freaking comfortable. I love them. But again, indie brand, so if you're interested. Now, one more thing before we get into, I know we're going to get into this. Calm down. Calm down, Rebecca. We are going to get into this, but I do want to give one palette an honorable mention. And the reason is because this year is the first time I've used this palette, but it is not new. So it does not really fit into my like ranking all of the new palettes I've tried, but it is going to come up in my year-long ranking because I did try it this year. And I do want to talk about it real quick. The Black Moon Orb of Light palette, I cannot get enough of this. If this was in the ranking, this would be number 1 because I cannot stop using it. It is so good. It is just fantastic. It's what I'm wearing today. It's all mattes. I genuinely can't get enough of it. This is going to be like a staple palette for me forever, like along the ranks of Melt Gemini. If you know, you know. All right, I've been babbling long enough. Let's jump into it. We are going to start at number 8. I know all YouTubers say this, but it's because a lot of the time, damn it, it's true. This was so damn hard to do because I genuinely really enjoy all of these palettes. There was not a single one that I had a bad time with. None of these are poor quality. I just did the ranking on the ones that bring me the most joy, the ones I know I'm going to use the most. So at number 8, we have the Unearthly Cosmetics Thinking of You palette. This was sort of like a Valentine's Day release, and it is so pretty. It was one of the palettes that really surprised me. I'm gonna put swatches here on the screen, as I will for all of these palettes, but this one really did surprise me because I looked at it and I was like, that's so neutral, but neutral with pops of like pinks and reds, not my jam. I loved this. Like I had so much fun playing with this, and this, because there's neutrals in it, is something I know I will continue to use. I will continue to enjoy. It is just, it's bringing me joy. It's bringing me joy. Like look at this pretty buttery yellow sparkle at the bottom. It's so unique to a color story like this, I feel like, right? And it's just, I don't know, it's very, very pretty. I feel like this one slipped way under the radar. Like it wasn't promoted heavily. I really, really like this palette. It's very pretty, but in looking at the other ones, I will say that I did put this at number 8. Oh my God, I'm only at number 7 and I'm already like, damn, do I need to like rearrange this order? Because I love all of these. Like there was, again, not a single one that I disliked. But at number 7, we have the Nomad Fairy Tale Europe palette. This is so freaking pretty. So we have 12 beautiful shimmers, and then we have 6 matte neutral shades. And it is just so unique, right? Like I feel like there's a tendency that people feel the need to have like bold mattes with bold shimmers. And that's perfect. That's gorgeous. I love it too. But I thought this was so unique to have just the mattes be these neutral colors. And I know that that's not for everyone, but I think it made this palette very accessible to a lot of people who might not be ready to jump into insanely bold looks. With this palette, you can kind of have that beautiful shimmer, but it's not so much that it needs to be a very, very, very bold look, because you can balance it out with these beautiful mattes, and the quality is so good. And as I mentioned in my video when I talked about this, and I will try to actually link all the videos that I have a video with every single one of these palettes, I believe. I will link them down below. But with this palette, like, it does have kind of a bit of a special meaning to me, because this castle on the front is Castle Neuschwanstein in Germany, and I did have the opportunity to go there. The only time I've ever been overseas, I went to Germany and I happened to go to this castle. And anyway, this is sort of based on the old like Grimm's fairy tales and the old fairy tales from like the old world, and I love it. But the sparkles are so shifty and so beautiful. It's such a gorgeous palette, but you gotta rank stuff somewhere, so the Nomad Fairy Tale Europe is at number 7. At number 6, this one is so freaking much fun. We have the Singe Galactic Visitor palette. Oh my gosh. So for Singe's first eyeshadow palette release, I was just like, I want to say that I was surprised. I was blown away, but at the same time, guys, this is created by Angie. I think we know that Angie and Jelka Nyquist, I think we know that she is amazing with eyeshadow, that she really appreciates bold colors, and she has a vibe in mind. You know what I mean? She has a vibe in mind, and this is a vibe. Like, I love how deep this palette goes here, but how we have those lights to balance it out. That is something I personally love in a palette. I love when you have super light tones, you have medium tones, you have deep tones. That's something that I look for. This palette hit it out of the park. And I love like how these blues go with that pop of yellow. Like, it all goes together, but it's a color story I would never be able to think of, but it just goes together so well. The quality is really, really beautiful. Like, really beautiful. The mattes really blend well together. None of the shades are patchy. It's just great quality, but it's really the color story that makes this one sing. I mean, for all of these, I'm basing it on the color story because the quality of all these is amazing. It's amazing. I keep looking here, by the way, because I got my stack over here. But I really, really enjoyed this. I cannot wait to see what Singe does in the future. If this is their very first release, like, mind blown. But yeah, it's beautiful. I really need to dip into this one more. I really do. When you have a collection that is a little bit bigger, like my eyeshadow palette collection is nowhere near some people that I know who have hundreds of palettes, hundreds plural. But at the same time, it's big enough. Did you see me spit? Did you see it? Because it came all the way out of my mouth and went all the way down my chin. That's hot. But yeah, at the same time, it's just beautiful. And you're going to hear me say that a lot, that I want to use all of these more. And it's just because when you have this many palettes, it's hard to use all of them all the time, unless I were to take my makeup off 3 times a day. But anyway, I really enjoyed this one. I'm so excited to see what they're going to do in the future. So yeah, the Singe Galactic Visitor is number 6. My teeth are not white, and I feel like this lipstick kind of makes my teeth look white. At number 5, this palette, let me see, am I fair saying this? Okay, it's going to be a tie between number 4 and number 5 of the palettes that surprised me the most. Oh my God, wait, no. I have a bunch of palettes in here that surprised me. Okay, look, at number 5, we have the Gourmand Girls Bitten palette. The reason that this surprised me so much is because when I think of colors that I naturally gravitate towards, okay, I am drawn to like deep bronzes, I am drawn to oranges, I'm drawn to like warm browns, I'm drawn to gold, I am drawn to blues and greens. Rarely will you hear me say the colors I'm drawn to most are pink and purple and red. That is just usually not my vibe on me. I love it on other people, but not on myself. This palette proved me wrong. This palette proved me drastically wrong. All of these colors are so beautiful, and they've got these depths to them. They've got these beautiful depths that made me love this palette. Like, I loved the look I did with this. I was so shocked for myself with this palette, okay? Not for other people. I knew the quality would be great, but for me, I can't believe that this is a palette that is going to rank probably pretty high in my yearly ranking. It's so good. The quality is amazing, but the color story, like, okay, I'm not gonna swatch too many shades. I can't. But like, look at how metallic and beautiful. Look at that. Literally, like, the shine on these is so beautiful and so intense that it just was amazing. It was amazing. And I love this palette so much. I adore this palette. So yeah, Gourmand Girls Bitten is number 5, but damn, this is beautiful, right? Just knock the microphone over. You know, I can't get in the habit of swatching every palette I love. All right, at number 4, again, this palette surprised the hell out of me. I know I keep saying that, but this one really, really did. Oh God. And when I opened it, I opened all the palettes here to rank them. I was like, gosh, at first I put this one sort of near the bottom and I kept inching it up and up and up because of how much I love it, but it's not one I would think about loving on first glance, if that makes sense. The Nomad Shaman Après Ski is so gorgeous and icy and delicious. Like, this is my perfect winter to spring palette. It is so, you've got those icy tones, but then you've got these like beautiful pastel pops that really bring it through. It is just so beautiful and like in a way floral to me, but also icy and just cozy, and it's just so lovely. They did another ski lodge type palette and it was very like browns and blues and like a cozy fire and things like that. And this one I feel like took such a different turn and I love it. The shimmers on this are very intense and stunning. Like, I opened this and was not expecting to even like it because there were so many pastels. I am not a pastel girl. I had so much fun playing with this and I've played with it so many times. Don't count this color because there's actually like a chip that fell out of it. But otherwise, there's dips in so many of these colors, like Fondue, which is this beautiful, almost teal green, and then Après right here, dips, like noticeable dips, because I keep going back for this palette. And also layouts, like I love it. It's like a sparkly white with a really intense pink shift to it. This palette is so, so, so beautiful. Oh my gosh. And it's funny because I feel like I should like the Fairy Tale Europe palette better, but no, like this one really snuck up on me. I love this. So yeah, Nomad Shaman Après Ski is number 4. We are in the top 3. I want you to take a second, maybe guess down below what you think my top 3 are going to be, who you think is going to be number 1 out of the palettes I've tried recently. I'll give you a second, like enter some Jeopardy music here. But at number 3, again, I will say this is the last one that surprised me. The other 2 did not surprise me. This one really, really did. Unearthly Shadowed Petal. Okay, again, with pinks and purples and that kind of vibe. But these are like murky, dusty, dingy purples and pinks, right? Like, this is so gorgeous. I saw a look that Amanda, who's the Unearthly owner, did recently. I'm not even sure if she was using this palette, but she called the look Decaying Garden. Like, that was her, like her theme. That was like the prompt, right? And that's what I think of when I look here, like a dingy, decaying garden in the most beautiful way. I loved the look that I came up with this, and it's like one that I have recreated 2 days in a row. That's how much I liked it. That's how good I felt in this palette, and I love a 9-pan palette. I love a 9-pan palette as opposed to 30-pan palettes or whatever, just not my vibe, but this, it's just, again, stunning. The shimmer quality is beautiful. This shade in the center, which I don't even know if you'll be able to tell, it's called Midnight Blossom, okay? I feel like it just looks silver here, but it's just got this like shifty undertone of pink, and Dusky Rose has that like pink, mauve, gray, bronze tone to it. I do not know how Unearthly comes up with these colors. I genuinely don't, because like, what am I going to say for this? I'll be like, excuse me, okay, can you please take like a silver? And they'd be like, yeah, we love silver. And I'd be like, okay, but I want it to maybe have a pink shift. And they'd be like, we got you, friend. And I'll be like, can you add a touch of bronze? And they'll be like warm bronze? I mean, I guess we could do that. And I'll be like, oh, okay, and mauve. And they'd be like, what? But it works. It somehow works, and it works all together so well. So yeah, Unearthly Shadowed Petal. Good God. Number 3, I love this palette. For number 2, I have to admit, I went back and forth between number 2 and number 1, and I switched them a few times. But at number 2, we have another Unearthly palette. This is Murky Meadow. This came out at the same time as Shadowed Petal, but this one with the deep foresty colors. Like I said, I am instantly attracted. First of all, like if you put a mustard, baby poop, brown, yellow anywhere in a palette, I'm going to love it. I'm going to laugh it. I'm going to lick it. But that is my favorite color to see in a palette ever. But these dingy, dark colors combined with the shade that in the video, so if you watched my video on this, I talked about how I didn't think that this color necessarily needed to be in there, okay? It is Haunted Hollow. I am eating my words because I have used that color every single time I've picked up this palette. I have used that color all over the lid by itself. I have used that color so much that I can actually see a vague dip in it. And I have only had this palette for like a handful of weeks. I love it. But I love this whole color story, right? Like I love these earthy tones combined with that bright pop. I love this peachy sparkle at the bottom. I love Silent Woods, which is a very, very, very dark green. So dark, it's almost black. Like this also is a decaying garden to me in the best way possible. This is like decaying forest floor, right? It's just so beautiful. Like Murky Meadow is a great name for it, but I almost like Murky Woods or something. I love this palette. So my number 2 palette, Unearthly Murky Meadow. And then this might surprise absolutely no one, but my number 1 palette so far that I have tried this year is the Gourmand Girls Call of the Sirens palette. This is stunning. And for me to say that this is number 1, when I got this palette like a week and a half ago, y'all, like I feel like that says something because this color story is one that I know I will love forever. It's so beautiful. We've got beautiful, vibrant jewel tones. We have some of the most intense shimmers I have in any palette. We've got some pressed glitter type formula. We've got some metallic. We've got duochrome. Everything about this. This is a mermaid fantasy to me done perfectly. Like I feel like every brand in the world, every brand has made a mermaid palette, okay? They all make a mermaid palette, but it's all various shades of blue and green, maybe with like a hint of purple or something. And I feel like they did this so well by pulling in these bright yellows and oranges, by pulling in this bronzy gold. Like I feel like they did this so well. So first of all, congrats, to Doodles by the Bunny who came up with this kind of like conception of the color story, but then to Gourmand Girls for really bringing it to reality and making the quality what it always is, which is some of the best quality out there in indie brands that I've ever used. This is so gorgeous. It brings me such joy even just looking at it. So it's going to bring you joy using it, okay? But my number 1 palette I've tried this year so far, Gourmand Girls Call of the Sirens. So that is the ranking of every palette I've used so far in 2025 that is new to the market, all 8 of them. But I will say I'm very proud of myself. I only had to wipe black lipstick off my teeth twice in this whole video. That's because of Invisalign, by the way, not because of the lipstick, because you have these buttons that like stick off your teeth. It's really annoying, but guess what, guys? As I'm filming this, I only have 46 days left with Invisalign. I can't wait. I'm going to wear bold lips every day, and I'm going to drink a cup of coffee for like an hour. But let me know if this ranking surprised you in any way, if you thought that something would be higher, if you thought that something would be lower. And I want you to tell me, what is your favorite palette you've tried recently? And recently could be in the last 5 years. I don't care. But what's your favorite palette right now in general? The one that brings you the most joy? Definitely comment down below and let me know. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'm going to put another ranking for you here on the screen because I personally love rankings so much. They're some of my favorite videos to watch. So maybe you do too, and you can keep the fun going. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Those are all Glitter Fallout. And as always and forever, and ever and ever, you guys are super freaking rock stars. I love you so much with my whole heart. See you in the next video. Bye.